You! Yes, you, I'm talking to you. I went missing last week, and for that, I'm very sorry. But as a retribution, I will be making my first stream this week. It's gonna be Sunday, 6 p.m. UTC. I'll try my best to stream on Twitch, but also on YouTube. We'll be making some animations together and just hanging out. Feel free to swing by, and I'll be happy to meet you there. Okay, bye! Hi guys, welcome to Purple Corner. How are you doing? Few days ago, I got pretty bored at work, and what do? When you're bored at work, you pretend to be working while playing mobile games on your phone. But honestly, it's so tough to find good mobile games these days. So I just kind of went on the App Store and browsed. And what App Store throws at me? Apple Design Awards 2024 winner for visuals and graphics. Name Rooms. I was intrigued. I was like, okay, I can give this a try. This app was designed by two chill guys. It's for Apple, but it also works on desktop, and it's purely based around creativity. They have a Discord server, and the whole community is just really nice. There's so many things you can do in this app: 3D graphics, animation, programming. All you have to do is get yourself a room. You can just design it really nicely, or you can put a mini game to it so it's like an escape room. The only limit is your imagination. And I saw many people doing these cute working carousels, and I was like, that's so nice. I also want to do a carousel. And that's what I'll be attempting to do today. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm gonna start simple by changing the background. So I'm kind of imagining this as a green field with some like night sky. Okay, so this is our workplace. I'm gonna save it right now. Gonna check some reference photos. Whoa. So I'm gonna make a new thing. You can get some presets, but we will be starting completely anew. Wait, how do I? Oh, okay. Yes. I'll start with the base. What I like to do is just to make a square and then start adding up some materials from each side until the square is pretty much rounded up. The only real experience I have with voxel art is Minecraft, to be honest. Okay, I would say that's a pretty decent circle. I'm gonna make it a different color just so I can tell the difference between the layers in the beginning. So the editor can be a pretty tough because there's literally no shaders, so it can be hard to tell which layer is which and how many layers you got, especially when it's all the same color. So I helped myself by making it different colors so I can tell the layers easily apart. I basically just copied the same circle but make it slightly smaller, and then I use the amazing extrude tool to make it taller. Okay, we have two circles. So I will make some colors now. I really didn't know how I wanted to get into this, but I just started coloring. I had this classic circus carousel in mind with the reds and whites. I was still trying to keep the two circles separate for now to make it easier on myself. And I just dyed apart the red and I started making the white stripes. I really didn't have any system for this. I was just learning as I went. From the carousels that I had seen, they usually have like this iron top. So I made the top of the base gray, so it looks like steel, I guess. Okay, good enough. So we put it into the world. I think it should be much bigger. Okay, now I'm gonna do the top of the carousel. So once again, I started with a circle. This time I had the exact dimensions that I needed because I wanted it to be as big as the base. So I started by doing this sort of cross to have the idea about the biggest part of the circle. And then I just started filling in the smaller parts. I think I messed up a little bit because the circle ended up as an oval. It was 1 pixel longer than the other side, but in the end it wasn't too noticeable and I decided to leave it. Once I had the cylinder complete, I started curving it for some more detail and also some depth. Now let's decorate it. So for the decorations, I got heavily inspired by the references I was looking up online. Carousels are generally really decorative pieces. It's almost like a piece of art. All I really had to do was improvise a little bit and just try to make as many decorations as I could and just make it really cluttered. So I made some of these spikes trying to make it look like the lower edge of the cylinder is sort of rounded. I also added some shape to the top, so it's not really too flat. It was pretty repetitive because all 4 sides were supposed to be the same, so I just had to try doing it once and then copy it 3 more times on each side. Looking pretty good. Now let's make the roof. For the roof, I just made this sort of cross. Here you can see that the shape is actually uneven, and then I just pillared until it was the height that I wanted. Then I started adding layers just in the profile to kind of see the shape I would want the roof to have. This is where my Minecraft building skills really came in handy. I have built quite a few slanted roofs in my time. Then I just had to copy it for the other axis to be either same or as similar as it could be. And then I started going in a circle to make the in-betweens for each axis. Since I had the general shape already figured out, all I had to do was fill in each layer. In the end, I kind of figured out that maybe I was supposed to do the base and the roof with kind of a higher number of voxels so I could add in more detail, because like this I was really limited to the shapes I could make. So it was getting kind of tough in the end to make it look really good, but then I was just like, I think it doesn't matter too much. Okay, it's probably not gonna get any better than this. I decided to slightly change the shape of the details that I had for the roof, just so they would sort of make more sense to me, and also so they would make more sense for the painting process. I just picked the same red that I had for the base, and then I got this golden color, which seemed pretty fitting for like a really fancy circus carousel. At first I started using it to sort of line out the lower section of the carousel, and also making these pillars out of it. I also decided that it would be probably nice to throw in some white, so it's really nice and colorful. Some of the carousels in the reference actually had many of mirrors, and I was like, okay, I want the mirror carousel, so I started painting some mirrors, because to be honest, I'm not sure if you can actually make real mirrors in this program. For now, I was just fine by making a gray area, and that was it. And then I just kept adding more and more details just to make it as cluttered as possible. Many of these carousels have like these baroque swirls and stuff, but that's really hard to do when you're doing it in like basically a pixel art. So these are the best attempts I had for swirls. It doesn't look good, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. I also wanted the stereotypical stripy roof, so I added some white stripes. Okay. Now we put it like this, and it looks weird. Why does it look weird? Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not perfect. It's alright. It's a bit pixelated, but I think that's the point. Okay, it's time to make a freaking horse. Hey, I'm back. It's the next day. I have a ponytail now. And I also realized that my thing wasn't recording yesterday. So I recorded the part where I was making the carousel, but I didn't get the part where I was making the horses. So just so you know, we have one horse done. His name is Yay, and this is his twin brother, Nay. During the time that I was recording, I came to the conclusion that it will be a slightly tiny carousel with only around like 4 horses, and I wanted each of the horse a bit different, so I will try my best to make some variations of the horses. Well, I'm not gonna model them again, I'm just gonna recolor them probably. And then I just need to make some poles and like the middle column, and then I just need to animate it, so that shouldn't take way too long, I hope. Anyway, let's get into it. So there's actually another reason why I wanted to make a carousel. You might not be able to tell, but when I was younger, I was actually the horse girl in my class. I really loved horses, from collecting cards to drawing them, and there was this special thing about the mall we had in town. So usually in malls you have like these different rocking attractions, from cars to boats, but no, we had something much greater, and that was an actual full-size carousel inside the mall. Every now and then I begged my mom to give me that sweet motion sickness as a gift, because obviously I wanted to ride all the horses on the carousel. And it really made you feel like a king, with just you and your brother at the completely empty carousel in the mall, just riding it away. Usually the carousels also have different animals and also some seats that are not moving up and down for the motion sick people. This one turned out to be quite small, so I just decided to limit it on the horses also, because it would take me forever to build some extra seats and other animals. So I wanted to keep it simple for myself, just having one horse as a base and then changing up the mane and the accessories. So for this one, I wanted him to have that sort of bobby hairstyle you see some of these horses have, and of course I had to give at least one of the horses some pink equipment. I really tried my best to change up the accessories for each horse, just so they don't look way too similar, even if they're the same models. So I always tried to reshape their saddle, or give them blankets, or make the socks bigger or smaller. I think they're called socks. And obviously it wouldn't be me if I didn't add in one secret, one last unicorn. So I made just one horse with a beautiful pink hair and just added some like golden accents into the mane. I also always felt like unicorns are not to be kept, they're these sort of free beasts. So I took away most of his accessories and only left on the saddle so the kids can hold on to something. I also gave him some blue eyes to know he's rare. Then I decided to design some poles, so I just made a simple plus shade and I just was extruding the hell out of it. And then I painted it white with the gold accents. I always loved these sort of like candy cane patterns because as the pole goes up and down, it just gives you this amazing effect. I really sat through it and painted the entire thing like a candy cane. Lastly, I needed to have some centerpiece. I also started by making a circle. Then I also extruded it, and then I tried my best to make it seem as if it was getting wider in the top and in the bottom, which once again was quite limiting with the number of pixels that I had. The carousel was really fun to model, but generally it was very repetitive with all the tasks, both decorating and making the different pillars and such. What is amazing about this app is you can actually model basically anything, and then you can submit it to the asset library for others to use. But that can also mean that others can remake it and change anything about it and basically remix it, which is actually really great. I have already tried it a bunch of times, like for example, you can download a curtain that is already pre-animated, so it opens and closes on its own, and you can just change the color on it or anything else. I don't know if anyone would have a use for these sort of pillars I'm making for the carousel though. Once the column was kind of ready, I colored it and once again started doing some golden accents. I also wanted it to have many mirrors and to be extremely over-decorated, because that's what carousels are all about. Once again, I attempted to do some sort of swirls and funky shapes. With this column, I had a slightly bigger canvas to work on, but nevertheless, it still just looks like a bunch of pixels. And when you really think about it, it looks like a TV with antennas. And then it looked too much like TV, so I decided I would make the mirrors round. Usually the carousels are kind of surrounded by many of these glowing lights, so I just tested if I can make only the tiny light bulbs glow instead of the whole thing, and it actually worked. So I also added some more lights for the roof to make it really shiny. We have ourselves a beautiful non-working carousel, so I need to figure out how to get it to work. I spaced out the horses kind of evenly, and now what I need to do is put them on the poles and then make them rotate around while also going up and down, which is gonna get crazy. So bear with me. God, I keep deselecting it. Whenever I rotate, it deselects. Why? Like so, I guess? That seems about right. Okay. So it's confusing, but I guess all the poles should be like centered on the horsies. I'm gonna go to advanced, and I'm gonna make the pole its parent. Now the horse has a parent. Oh no. And then I'm gonna do the same for all the other horses. Now I had this crazy idea. I don't know if it's gonna work, but it would make my life pretty much the easiest life ever. So what I'm gonna do, it's kind of stupid, but bear with me. I don't know this program so well yet. I'm gonna make a single pixel. Okay, a voxel, sorry. Now that we have our center of rotation, I'm just gonna make the poles clip to it. So now everything should be based around this one pixel, I hope. Now I'm gonna check the actions. Let's see if I can set this up. So it's gonna be on start. And it's on the rotation center, yes. And we're gonna make a motion, and we're gonna do spin, I assume. Look at them go! they're spinning the other. They're going the other way around, but it's fine. Okay, no, that's broken. So is there no setup for like? Okay, give me a second. I'm just gonna go fix everything. The moment of truth. Did I fix it? Oh my god, it's working. You can hardly see it from this point of view, but it's actually working. They're going. What is the rate speed for horses to spin? Imagine it going like, oh my god, motion sickness. All I need now is to make the movement for the specific poles, I guess. I assume. I don't know what I'm doing. We're gonna make a new motion, and it's gonna be back and forth, I guess. So I need up and down. He's not starting at the ground level, so he's like kind of drowning in. But we have a good start. He's spinning, okay? And he's going up and down. Whoa, whoa, he's going wild. Whoa, chill, bro. Where is he? Show me the boy. I think we got a functioning horse there. It's good. We're progressing. There's movement going on, and it's so easy. Well, I'm saying that now that it's working, but I was struggling for a while there. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't think this is gonna look any better, to be honest. Um, I'm really happy with this, but I think I need to add some more poles because like it's a bit empty. The music import didn't work, but I found this. I think it's pretty great for our carousel. Let's go. I also added some lighting, so it looks pretty cozy. I think I'm pretty happy with this. I might come back to it in the future because each part of this build has a different amount of voxels. So like the roof and the base are the least detailed, and then the horses and the center column get super detailed. So it is kind of uneven, but I think for the demonstration of what you can do with this thing, it's pretty amazing. So the moment of truth, the final result, let's go. I'm genuinely so happy. It brings back so many memories. And the horses are so cute. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!